Hello friends, welcome to the Sai Academy channel. I am going to discuss about the particle aspect of radiation, under which we'll learn about the black body and black body radiation. So, what is the black body? A black body is a physical body that is idealized, which absorbs all type of incident electromagnetic radiation, all type of incident electromagnetic radiation. Regardless of its frequency or angle of incidence, that is, it doesn't depend the what frequency or at what angle the radiation is coming. In every situation, black body absorbs all the incoming electromagnetic radiation, and black body also emits a radiation known as black body radiation. There are some features which black body exhibits. In the black body, you can see from the diagram, as the temperature of the black body decreases from the 500 Kelvin to 400 Kelvin to 300 Kelvin, the intensity, that is spectral radiance, also decreases. So from the diagram we can see that when the temperature of the black body decreases, the intensity or the spectral radiance also decreases, and its peak moves to the longer wavelength side. So this peak for the particular temperature of the black body is the characteristic. As the temperature of the body increases, peak shift towards the shorter wavelength side. So a black body in thermal equilibrium exhibits certain properties, and and also emits radiation as per the Planck's law. It has a spectrum that is determined by the temperature alone, not by the body shape or composition. That is, it is independent of the body's shape or composition. How we can construct a black body? Actually, black body is cannot be ideally possible, but in real world we can construct a black body up to some limitation. It can be a model of black surface having a small hole in a cavity with walls that are opaque to radiation. That means if this is a black body, it should have a small hole. If some radiation is coming inside this opaque black surface, then it will be trapped and absorbed and it will not come out. So in that case, transmission of the incoming radiation is not possible, and the hole should be small, and the incoming wavelength should also be in comparison to the hole, because if the wavelength of the incident radiation is greater than the diameter of the hole, some part will be reflected. Similarly, the radiation inside a finite sized cavity will not have an ideal Planck spectrum for wavelengths comparable to or larger than the size of the cavity. Transmission, absorption, and reflection properties which decide which body may be black body or white body or some gray body. Suppose T is the transmission, alpha is the absorption, and rho is the reflection. Then, in case of opaque body, since the opaque body doesn't allow any transmission, transmission is zero, and absorption and reflection gives 1. In a transparent body, the transmission is 1 and absorption as well as reflection are 0. For the gray body, where all the incident radiation is reflected, transmission is 0, absorption is 0, and reflection is 1. And in a black body, transmission is not possible, only absorption is possible and reflection is not possible also. So for the black body, this criteria must be followed. Now we will study about the black body radiation and the Planck's law, Wien's law, means energy distribution. We know that according to Boltzmann, Stephen law, intensity is directly proportional to fourth power of temperature, which is equal to epsilon sigma T to the power 4, where epsilon is the emissivity, which is always less than equal to 1. In case of black body, emissivity is 1, and for other body it is always less than 1. Sigma is Stephen constant, which value is 5.67 into 10 to the power minus 8 watt per meter square k to the power minus 4. With the help of Boltzmann, Stephen Wins derive energy density distribution distribution as a nu q e to the power minus beta nu by t, where a and beta are two parameters. This formula is true for the shorter wavelengths, that is higher frequency side. Now Rayleigh energy density distribution. Rayleigh considered the radiation to consist of standing waves having a temperature T with nodes at metallic surfaces. These standing waves are equivalent to harmonic oscillator. And resulting from the harmonic oscillations of a large number of electrical charges like electrons that are present in the walls of the cavity. And when the cavity is in the thermal equilibrium with the environment, the electromagnetic energy density inside the cavity is equal to the energy density of the charged particles in the walls of the cavity. So the average total energy of the radiation leaving the cavity can be obtained by multiplying the average energy of the oscillators by the number of modes of the radiation in the frequency interval nu to nu plus d nu. So n nu is equal to 8 pi nu square by c cube, where c is the speed of light and 8 pi nu square by c cube d nu will be the number of modes of oscillations per unit volume in this frequency range. So the electromagnetic energy density in this frequency range nu to nu plus d nu at temperature T will be n nu into average energy is equal to 8 pi nu square by c cube E, where E is the average energy of the oscillators present on the walls of the cavity. When we calculate this average energy with the help of equipartition theorem of classical thermodynamics, integral 0 to infinity E into e to the power minus e by kt dE zero to infinity e to the power minus e by kt dE, it comes out is equal to kt, where k is the well-known Boltzmann constant. So finally we get electromagnetic energy density u nu t is equal to 8 pi nu square by c cube into kt. So we can see that this energy density is directly proportional to the temperature. And also directly proportional to the frequency square. But this formula appears to fail for the higher frequency, infinite frequency, because it implies that the cavity contains at infinite frequency an infinite amount of energy, which is totally observed and for new tending to infinite. This brings out ultra violet catastrophe. So this Rayleigh equation is true for fit for the low frequency or longer wavelengths. Rayleigh equation is fit for the shorter frequency or longer wavelengths. And it fails in the ultraviolet range. These drawbacks, as well as the drawback of Wien's energy distribution, were solved by Planck's. Next, we'll study about the Planck's energy density distribution. So, Planck's energy density distribution Planck's succeeded in solving the drawbacks of Wien's as well as Rayleigh's formulas, energy density distribution. He assumed that the energy exchange between radiation and matter should not be continuous, it must be discrete. So, his assumption while deriving the energy density distribution was that the energy exchange between radiation and matter is discrete. He postulated that energy of radiation having frequency nu emitted from the walls of the cavity of the black body comes only in the integral multiple of n h nu, where n is the integer 0, 1, 2, 3 and h is the Planck constant, and h nu is the energy quanta. of radiation. This nu represents the frequency of the oscillating charge in the cavity's wall as well as the frequency of the radiation emitted from the walls. Because the frequency of the radiation emitted by an oscillating charge particle is equal to the frequency of oscillation of the particle itself. Therefore, the energy of an oscillator of natural frequency must be an integral multiple of h nu. So, assuming that energy of an oscillator is quantized, Planck showed that correct thermodynamic relation for the average energy is given by summation n is equal to 0 to infinity n h nu e to the power minus n h nu by kt divided by summation n is equal to 0 to infinity e to the power minus h nu by kt, which is equal to, after solving this, h nu by e to the power h nu by kt minus 1. Hence, energy density that is given by nu t is equal to 8 pi nu square by cq into average energy becomes 8 pi nu square by cq into h nu by e to the power h nu by kt minus 1. U, energy density for the frequency nu and temperature T of the black body will be equal to 8 pi nu square by cq into h nu e to the power h nu by kt minus 1. In terms of wavelength, this energy density can be written as u lambda t is equal to 8 pi h c by lambda to the power 5 into 1 by e to the power h c by lambda kt minus 1. From Planck's energy distribution, we can deduce for both Rayleigh Jeans as well as Wien's displacement rule. So, when in the first case, when we consider the very low frequency, in this case h nu is less than kt, and in that case e to the power h nu by kt will be equivalent to 1 plus h nu by kt, and hence e nu t will be equal to 8 pi nu square by c cube h nu divided by h nu by kt, which will be equal to the eight pi nu square by c cube kt, which is nothing but the Rayleigh's energy distribution. For the second case, when we are considering the high frequency, in that case h nu is very greater than kt, then therefore after considering h nu very high in comparison to kt, so e to the power h nu by kt will be higher than 1, and in that case 8 pi nu is cube by c cube h e to the power minus h nu by kt, that will be written as a constant nu cube e to the power minus h by k into nu by t, that is a nu cube e to the power minus a constant beta into nu by t, where we have taken beta is equal to h by k. So thus we see that Planck's for the higher frequency reduced to Wien's rule, friends. In this way I would like to summarize that the spectrum of the black body radiation reveals the quantization of radiation, notably the particle behavior of electromagnetic waves. Thus, the introduction of the Planck constant h had heralded the end of classical physics and the dawn of new era physics of the microphysical world. Thank you, friends. If you like this video, like us, Sai Academy, and support and subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so that you get the upcoming videos first. Thank you.